Hi, my name is Kate, and you're very welcome here on my channel where I review perfumes and talk about my fragrance associations. And today we're speaking about spring. So what comes up on my mind when I think about spring? It's usually a lot of flowers, different pastel colors, and beautiful, beautiful pink color too, actually. Because in the spring, I remember, oh, pink color exists, because I seem to forget during the winter. And of course, this set of fragrances that I specifically chose for you to wear in spring, this will help you to feel the spring to the fullest. This dreams, the new hopes, more energy, more sun, and of course, I think in spring you always look forward to the summer and to something new, to some new beginnings. And I want these fragrances to represent that. So let's start with a fragrance that I see wearing in the beginning of spring. It's Gucci Winter Spring. Like spring is in the name. My bottle's vaping a little bit, unfortunately, so it's hard to open it. Anyway, first, I love these bottles. There's a cute little squirrel here and squirrel here, and it's just, the bottles are just so beautiful. I really wanted to have at least one from this, I forgot how the line is called, something with garden, and there are many beautiful ones. Okay, so winter spring. So this is a beautiful, very light mimosa, very fluffy but tender. It's a gentle mimosa, and I know that there's also a note of pepper. I don't feel as much pepper, but I think pepper makes it be fluffy, make this mimosa be fluffier and smell more natural, I think. And of course, there's a note of musk here, but musk is actually, I think, it's in most fragrances. And this is beautiful. This, when I smell this for the first time, I was transported into the forest. You know, when you are in a forest that is waking up after winter, and you can hear the water currents because the snow is melting, and you can feel the warming sun on your skin that is still very gentle but already warming. Yeah, so this is what I imagine, that I'm in this forest and I'm alone, there's no one, and it's so peaceful, and I can hear the water and I can see this melting snow, and there are little buds on the trees, which is the sign that the spring is coming and soon it's gonna bloom and be so beautiful. It's an amazing fragrance. I know that Alessandro Michele, who used to be the Gucci, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was a creative director. Now there's a new one. And thanks to Alessandro Michele, we have this amazing Gucci fragrances, because he kind of revived and made this fragrance line of Gucci alive, because before it was not interesting at all, and now it has kind of this niche flair, and it's beautiful. So I don't know, now he left and there's another person at this position, so I'm not sure that they will keep this line. We'll see. I don't know. I just want to warn you so you can try these earlier rather than later. Yeah, beautiful. Next fragrance, also I see it for earlier spring, maybe not when it's cold and snow is laying in the ground, but still kind of when it's not hot yet. It's Florabotanica by Balenciaga. I really like this bottle. I think they're very creative. I featured this fragrance in my rose video, so if you haven't seen that, there will be a link down there. Watch it. Roses are beautiful. Yeah, so this is a very early rose. It's like you're in some English garden in the morning, and it has the note of mint, I think, which makes it fresh and green. It's a white rose. I think it's a white or very light pink rose, like my dress. Definitely not red or anything else. It's very tender, and it has a cannabis note that doesn't make it smell like cannabis. It just adds this greenness, like it's little roses with a bush, because it's not only the flower, it's a whole bush of flowers. Very beautiful, very light. crisp morning, maybe after the rain, when the flowers are drying, but they still a little bit like have the drops of water on them. Amazing fragrance. Highly recommend to try if you like this profile. Very young, green, fresh rose in the morning. Beautiful. So next fragrance is Amouage. Amouage Blossom Love. Don't let this color confuse you, because it seems like very cute pastel pink. No, this is a beast. And one spray of this fragrance can just ruin a city. Because it's really strong. I only recommend to do one spray, because otherwise I cannot breathe if I use more. But it's also so pleasant. This smells like a crumble cookie with cherry. I know that there's a cherry blossom note, there are a lot of supporting flowers, but I smell that cookie, and it's dry. It's kind of a dry scent. That's why maybe I think about cookies. And yeah, there's a rose, heliotrope, there's vanilla in the base, I believe. I think this is a scent that should be worn outside. If you go for a nice walk, to enjoy spring, to enjoy the transformation of the nature, this would be wonderful. Kind of gourmandy, but it doesn't go 100% it's a gourmand. It still stays there with flowers. And that's what I like about it. It's not straightforward. Yeah, very nice. I recommend to try it. It's not safe for blind buying at all. Next, Amouage. I think this is one of the most popular, if not the most popular Amouage. It's Sunshine. Of course, this is Sunshine. And this is beautiful. This is Osmanthus and tobacco. And there are some flowers. I cannot really understand what flowers, and I don't remember from olfactory notes. But most of what you can smell here is Osmanthus, of course. So it gives it this. Osmanthus can be leathery, kind of like more suede smell, or apricot. So this leans toward apricot scent. It's very cheerful, it's so positive. It's like this color, like this bright yellow, and the bottle, it's a little shimmery, so it sparkles. And this is how I see it. I think the color is just perfect for this fragrance, because it's bright yellow, it's like the sun. I like to spray this in the morning when I go to get coffee, when I go for a walk, because it just sets the mood for the day. It's so positive. I cannot speak enough how positive the scent is, and I understand why so many people love it. I love it myself too. Some people complain that it's too overpowering and it stays on your skin for like 48 hours. On mine, it doesn't. On mine, it's about 3-4 hours, and then there's just a slight skin scent and nothing more. At least how I smell it. So choose for yourself. Decide for yourself. Try it if you've never tried it. Yeah, it's just a burst of positivity and happiness, and you just want to conquer the world when you try this. So I think everybody should have a fragrance like that in their perfume wardrobe, because you need something uplifting, you need something fun and happy. And if you don't have something like this yet, I highly recommend this Amouage. Next one, the latest fragrance in Lavalliere line by Yves Saint Laurent, and this is Lavalliere. As far as I know, Lavalliere is a kind of a style of a neckwear. It's called a pussycat bow, the one that you put on your neck. Usually it's silk and very beautiful, very elegant. So this fragrance represents that piece of clothing. And I think multiple times I heard people talking about this fragrance as a summer fragrance, and I don't object that. It would be perfect for summer, but I've been using it this March, and I think it's actually better for spring. So the main notes that you can smell is rose and fig. And it's kind of pink and light rose that reminds me blouse from the same line. They have the blouse fragrance that is also almost the same color. It's also kind of pink. And yeah, I definitely can smell the same rose as I can smell in the blouse, but fig just makes it fruitier and gives it some depth and some more positivity, because the blouse is still all buttons up fragrance when you go to the office. It's more serious. It's not distracting. It's very easy to wear. And this one is a little more cheerful, a little more spring to me. So I really recommend to wear this in spring. And you can also try, of course, to wear it in the summer, and I'm sure you're gonna like it. But also give it a chance in the spring, because I don't know, I feel like this is how spring smells to me. I feel it's the rose that has just opened up, and it has still a lot of energy still to keep opening and bloom, and it's kind of this power in that flower. Yes, it's very fruity rose fragrance. Highly recommend to try. Sets the tone for the day as well, but maybe a little more feminine and flirty. I still can see this fragrance to be worn to the office or in a little more serious environment. It's kind of versatile, so you decide. Next fragrance I would like to talk about is Guerlain. This is L'Instant, and I really wanted to have it in this bottle. So this is L'Instant 2005, I believe, because they renewed it, I think, several times, at least 3 times. First it came out in one bottle. I'll add a picture here. Then I think this was the second one, if not the third one or the fourth one. I really wanted to have one bottle with bees. You see there are like this bees all around the bottle and the cap, and I wanted to have at least one fragrance looking like that. So I decided it should be L'Instant. It's Eau de Toilette, by the way. And this is a really fun fragrance too, actually. You see, I'm trying to find a lot of positive fragrances for the spring, because I feel like it's the time of new hope and new beginnings. To me, this fragrance smells like white and yellow florals soaked in honey. They're just together. They became one. You know, they all in this one pot, and you put your nose to it, and you can smell all of that. As per the notes, there's magnolia, there's amber, there's gardenia and jasmine, of course, and it's a little powdery, so maybe iris. And in the beginning, I feel a lot of mimosa, because it's slightly powdery. Yeah, it's definitely a powdery scent. It's like a honey floral powder. Very pleasant, very feminine. This one is very feminine, very flirty. I feel like wearing this fragrance, you kind of don't want to take things seriously, and you want to be just a girl who likes to flirt and be nice, and, you know, the sparkle eyes. It's really pretty, and it's sweet. This one is very, very sweet. So I think these two are the sweetest fragrances in today's collection, the set. But nothing is as sweet as this one. This is a beast. It's a monster. Okay. And I also wanted to show you a couple of Zoologist fragrances today, because I just cannot miss them in this video. The first one is Nightingale. It has this very cute nightingale in a picture. I really love Zoologist pictures. The artists, just bravo, very nice. And this fragrance is very, very feminine. Very feminine. Did I say it's feminine? Because it is very feminine. And this just embodies the classic fragrance. This is very classic. This is very powdery. Yeah, this is this compact powder, the makeup that you use. And lipstick. It's the main note in here is Japanese plum blossom. To be honest, I never smelled it. I believe that it's built around it, and it should be very prominent in it. I don't know. I can also smell the rose. It's actually a rose with saffron, so it's kind of a drier rose, a little spiky. There's a violet, and I guess this is a cheaper because it has moss in the base. Yeah, I think in the end, when it on the dry down, I can smell something mossy. Of course, it's not natural because the perfumers cannot use the natural oak moss anymore, but it's an imitation. And sandalwood. Yes, there's definitely something woody in it. It all relies on the wood. So it's kind of a femininity, but it's a strong femininity. You know, it's like a straight spine femininity. And it's very elegant. What I can say about this fragrance, it's very, very elegant. It reminds me a little bit of Lipstick Rose by Frederic Malle. But I feel like Frederic Malle's fragrance is a little more flirty than this one. This is very put together fragrance. This is more serious. It's not playful. It's a maybe a woman in her 50s. And I don't say that you can only wear it if you're a woman in your 50s. No, it's I'm just trying to describe the kind of the mood that this fragrance has. So it's easier for you to decide if you want to try it or if you like to give it a chance. Yeah, very nice. Now it kind of calms down and moves more into this powder and lipstick kind of vibe. Really nice. I recommend you if you like the classic fragrances and you want something to wear when you want to feel more serious this spring. Very nice. And the last but not least fragrance in today's video is also Zoologist, but with a completely different mood. So this is the Hummingbird. Oh, oops. I'm trying not to use too much because I still didn't decide if I want the bottle. So I'm trying to not use too much of it. It's really pretty and it really reminds me of Hummingbird. Wait, oops. So this is honey, mimosa, lilac. There's also something creamy in it. And in the mood, it reminds me of Linstan. I won't even be surprised if this fragrance was inspired by Linstan because it's a famous fragrance and of course there can be references to it. Because it's also honey mimosa with other flowers. And I also can really smell lilac here, which I don't really smell here, but also there are so many components that, I know, there might be lilac there. But here I definitely can smell lilac. I think it's also, there are a lot of fruits, like cherry and pear, maybe something else, probably a lot, because Zoologist olfactory notes are usually, there are a lot of them. Yeah, apple, cherry, citrus, plum, rose, violet leaf. It's very fruity floral. Very positive. It's like Hummingbird. You cannot think about sad things looking at the Hummingbird, I think. And I think the animal, the bird, is a very good representation for this fragrance. Here they're spot on. Yeah, very... I cannot even understand where it leans more, towards the flowers or the fruits. I think flowers, at least in the beginning. On a dry down, I don't think it develops a lot. I don't think it changes a lot. Maybe it just becomes creamier when it dries down after a couple hours. But I think, yeah, I think flowers are stronger here. They win. The team flowers win here. Very, very nice. I like Zoologist fragrances and I like that they're so different. And I think this whole animal theme just gives you a lot of room for creative process. Feels like you smell this honey yellow flowers very close to your nose, like you put your nose into that bouquet. Very pretty, very spring-like. Don't see it as much in the summer because I think I associate mimosa and lilac with spring because they bloom in spring usually, and yeah, I would prefer to wear it this spring. Okay guys, I hope that you like this set. Please let me know what you think. Leave comments. Give me some likes. It really helps, and I'm not even joking, it really helps. So if you feel it, please comment, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to see more interesting content. I'm very happy to be here and help you to navigate this wonderful and beautiful world of fragrances. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.